Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the space station above Earth. He watched the stars through the big window. Everything looked normal. But deep inside, he knew something was wrong. The alarm rang loud across the station. Red lights flashed everywhere. Jake turned to his team. Captain Ryan Hughes ran up to him with a worried face. "Sir, we have a problem," Ryan said. "A big ship just appeared near Jupiter. It's huge, bigger than anything we've ever seen." Jake looked at the screen. The alien ship was massive. It was black and covered with strange lights. The ship was 10 times bigger than their largest warship, maybe even bigger. "Where did it come from?" Jake asked. "We don't know, sir. It just appeared out of nowhere. No warning, no signals." Dr. Lisa Carter hurried over to them. She was the best scientist they had for studying aliens. Her hands were shaking as she held her tablet. "Admiral, you need to see this," she said. "They're sending us a message." In English. Jake felt his stomach drop. How did aliens know English? How long had they been watching Earth? "Put it on the main screen," he ordered. The bridge went quiet. Everyone stopped what they were doing. The screen showed a tall, thin creature. Its skin was gray and smooth. Its eyes were big and black. When it spoke, its voice was cold and clear. "People of Earth," the alien said, "we are the Corvani Empire. We have ruled this part of space for 3,000 years. You are new here. You do not understand the rules." Jake clenched his fists. He didn't like where this was going. The alien continued. "You have 7 of your Earth days to leave all your colonies. You must destroy all your spaceships. You must return to your home planet. After that, we will move you to a safe world where you can live under our care." Commander Amy Walsh stepped forward. She worked in intelligence and knew about enemy threats. "Sir," she whispered to Jake, "this sounds like an ultimatum." The alien on the screen wasn't finished. "If you do not do as we say, we will remove you from existence. This is not a threat. This is how things work. We have done this 47 times before. Every species makes the smart choice. We expect. You will too." The message ended. The screen went black. The bridge was silent for a long moment. Captain Hughes spoke first. "Sir, our deep space scouts are reporting more ships. Lots more. They're hiding behind Jupiter's moons." "How many?" Jake asked. "Over 300, sir. All of them bigger than our best ships." Dr. Carter looked at her tablet again. "Admiral, I've been studying their message. The language patterns, the way they spoke. They're not lying about the other species. I think they really have done this before." Jake walked to the window. He stared out at the stars. Somewhere out there, hundreds of alien warships were waiting. They expected humans to run away like scared animals. "Get me the World Council," he said. "Emergency meeting, now." 2 hours later, Jake sat in a room with the leaders of Earth. President Helen Ross looked tired and worried. General Pete Collins was studying battle reports. Dr. Ben Taylor, from Weapons Research, looked pale. "So let me understand this," President Ross said. "Aliens want us to give up everything we've built in space. They want us to go live on some planet where they can watch us like animals in a zoo." "That's right," Jake said. "And if we say no, they'll kill everyone on Earth." General Collins slammed his hand on the table. "We can't fight them. Look at the numbers. 300 ships against our 12 colonies, and maybe 50 warships. It's impossible." Dr. Taylor nodded. "Their technology is clearly better than ours. Those ships are using power sources we don't even understand." "What about the other species they mentioned?" President Ross asked. "The 47 who gave up. What happened to them?" Dr. Carter pulled up a hologram. "I've been checking our deep space records. We've detected signals from dead worlds. Planets that used to have life, but don't anymore. I think those were the species who said yes to the Corvani. The room went quiet. Everyone understood what that meant. The aliens weren't offering safety. They were offering a slow death instead. Of a quick one. Maria Santos, who spoke for all the human colonies, leaned forward. My people didn't travel to distant worlds, just to give up at the first sign of trouble. The colonists are asking what we're going to do. We evacuate, General Collins said. We save who we can. We rebuild somewhere else. Where? Jake asked. They control this whole part of space. Where can we go that they won't find us? Lieutenant Dan Brooks, a young fighter pilot, had been quiet until now. Sir, my squadron ran into their scouts yesterday, near the asteroid belt. We shot down 2 of their ships before they chased us off. Everyone turned to look at him. You destroyed their ships? Dr. Taylor asked. Yes, sir. They weren't expecting us to fight back. When we attacked, they seemed confused. Like they didn't know what to do. Jake felt something change inside him. A small spark of an idea. Dr. Carter, he said. You said they've done this 47 times before. Every species gave up without a fight? That's what their message suggested, sir. Jake stood up and walked to the window. Earth hung below them, blue and beautiful. Billions of people lived down there. They were counting on this room to save them. They made one mistake, Jake said quietly. What's that? President Ross asked. Jake turned around. His face was hard and determined. They don't know who they're dealing with. They think we're like the others. They think we'll run when things get scary. General Collins frowned. Sir, we should run. It's the smart thing to do. Maybe, Jake said. But humans don't always do the smart thing. Sometimes we do the right thing instead. He looked at each person in the room. They gave us 7 days. They expect us to spend that time packing our bags and saying goodbye. I have a different idea. What kind of idea? President Ross asked. Jake smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. It was the kind of smile a wolf makes when it sees prey. We use those 7 days to get ready for war. The room exploded with voices. Everyone was talking at once. Some people were excited. Others were scared. General Collins looked like he thought Jake had lost his mind. Sir, General Collins said loudly, that's suicide. We can't win against those numbers. You're right, Jake said. We probably can't win, but we can make them pay a price they never expected. We can show them what happens when you corner a human. Dr. Carter was checking her tablet again. Admiral, I'm getting reports from our colonies. 3 of them have gone dark. No communications. The room went silent again. Jake felt anger building in his chest. What do you mean, gone dark? I mean, they're not there anymore, sir. The planets are still there, but all the people are gone. The aliens didn't wait for our answer. They were making a point. Jake closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, they were full of cold fury. They just killed 3 million humans. Men, women, and children who never hurt anyone. He looked around the room. Still think we should run? President Ross spoke first. What do you need from us, Admiral? Everything, Jake said. Every ship, every weapon, every person willing to fight. We have 7 days to prepare for the most important battle in human history. General Collins shook his head. This is crazy. We're all going to die. Maybe, Jake said. But we'll die as free humans, not as pets in an alien zoo. He walked to the communications panel. Open a channel to the alien ship. The screen lit up. The same gray alien appeared. It looked surprised to see Jake so soon. Have you made your decision? The alien asked. Jake stared directly into its black eyes. Yes, we have. Good. We will send ships to help you evacuate. No, Jake said. We reject your offer. Earth is our home. These colonies are our worlds. If you want them, come and take them." The alien's face changed. It looked confused, then angry. "You do not understand. We are offering you life. We are offering you safety. We understand perfectly," Jake said. "We just don't care. We would rather die free than live as your prisoners." The alien stared at him for a long moment. "This is not possible. No species chooses extinction over preservation." Jake smiled that cold, dangerous smile again. "You're about to learn something new about humans. We don't just choose extinction over slavery. We choose to fight. And when we fight for our freedom, we don't stop until we win or until we're all dead." He cut the transmission. The screen went dark. The bridge was quiet for a moment. Then Captain Hughes spoke. "Sir, what are your orders?" Jake turned to face his team. His voice was steady and strong. "Battle stations. Send the signal to all colonies and all ships. Operation Last Stand begins now." Outside the station, Earth continued to spin peacefully, but everything had changed. Humanity was going to war. "I have a counter-offer," Jake said. "Leave our space now, and we'll let you go home alive." The alien's black eyes went wide. "You cannot be serious. We have 300 ships. You have a few dozen." "You're right," Jake said. "You have more ships, but we have something you don't." "What is that?" Jake smiled coldly. "We have something worth dying for. Our freedom, our families, our future." "What do you have?" "Orders from some emperor who's never seen Earth?" The alien was quiet for a moment. "You are making a mistake. We do not wish to destroy you. We wish to preserve you." "Preserve us like you preserved the other 47 species?" Jake asked. "We've seen those dead worlds. We know what your preservation looks like." "Those species were relocated for their own safety," the alien said. "Funny thing about that," Jake said. "We sent probes to some of those worlds. They're empty. No life at all. So either your preservation methods don't work very well, or you've been lying to us." The alien's face changed. It looked angry now. "You will surrender, or we will demonstrate our power." "Go ahead," Jake said. "Demonstrate away. But remember this. Every human you kill makes the rest of us fight harder. Every colony you destroy makes us angrier. You think you're scaring us, but you're just making us more dangerous." He cut the transmission. Captain Hughes looked worried. "Sir, they're going to destroy another colony now." "I know," Jake said, "and it's going to hurt. But every colony they destroy without a fight shows other humans what we're really fighting against. It shows them that surrender doesn't save anyone." Dr. Carter was watching her screen. "Admiral, I'm picking up transmissions from the colonies. They're singing." "Singing?" Jake asked. "Yes, sir. All of them. They're singing old Earth. Songs, battle hymns. Songs about freedom and fighting for what's right." Maria Santos was listening to her communicator. Tears were running down her face, but she was smiling. "Admiral, New Austin Colony just sent a message. They said to tell you they're not afraid. They said if the aliens want their world, they'll have to come down and take it from their cold, dead hands." Jake felt something swell in his chest. Pride, hope, determination. "Ma'am," Captain Hughes said to Maria, "please send a message to all colonies. Tell them we're not giving up. Tell them help is coming." "What help?" General Collins asked. "We don't have reinforcements." Jake looked at his team. "We do have reinforcements. We have 8 billion angry humans on Earth. We have 20 million colonists who just learned they're going to die unless they fight. And we have something the aliens have never seen before." "What's that?" Dr. Taylor asked. "A species that gets stronger when you threaten it," Jake said. The Corvani think they're hunting sheep. They're about to learn they're hunting wolves. And alarms started ringing. Commander Walsh looked at her screen. Sir, long-range sensors are picking up movement from their main fleet. They're coming this way. Jake nodded. How long until they reach Earth? 6 days, sir. Perfect, Jake said. That gives us time to prepare a welcome party they'll never forget. He turned to the communications officer. Send a message to every human ship, every colony, every defense station. Tell them the enemy is coming. Tell them this is our moment. Tell them that in 6 days, we're going to show the galaxy what happens when you threaten humanity. The officer started typing. Around the room, people were moving with new energy. They had work to do. Outside the station, Earth continued to turn. But now it was turning toward war. And for the first time in 3,000 years, the Corvani Empire was about to face an enemy that refused to surrender. Captain Steve Parker stood on the bridge of the USS Vengeance, watching the enemy fleet approach. It was the biggest thing he had ever seen. 300 alien warships moved in perfect formation, like a school of metal fish swimming through space. Sir, his weapons officer said, they'll reach Neptune's defense platforms in 2 hours. Steve nodded. Neptune was the first line of defense. If they could stop the aliens there, they might have a chance. If not, the enemy would be at Earth's door in 3 days. All ships, this is Vengeance, Steve said into his radio. Remember the plan. Hit them hard, hit them fast, and make every shot count. Major Kate Williams was on a different ship, the USS Defender. She commanded a team of Marines who specialized in close combat. Her job was to board enemy ships and capture them from the inside. Marines, listen up, she said to her team. We've studied the alien ship designs. Their corridors are narrow. Their doors are low. These ships were built for creatures that are taller and thinner than us. That gives us an advantage. Sergeant Bob Miller raised his hand. Ma'am, what if they're stronger than us? Kate smiled. Then we'll have to be meaner than them. Her Marines laughed. They were scared, but they were ready to fight. Dr. Alex Turner was in the command center, watching dozens of computer screens. His job was to analyze the enemy's battle tactics and find their weaknesses. Admiral Morrison, he said, the alien. Ships are moving in a pattern I've seen before. It's the same formation they used against the Zephyrian species 200 years ago. Jake looked at the screen. What happened to the Zephyrians? They surrendered after seeing the formation. They thought it was unstoppable. Is it? Jake asked. Alex smiled. Only if you fight the way they expect you to fight. But humans don't do what's expected. Commander Joe Martinez was coordinating the battle from the main communications center. He had to make sure all the human ships worked together, even though they were spread across the solar system. Attention all units, he said into his headset. Enemy fleet is now 1 hour from Neptune. All civilian ships are to evacuate the area. Immediately, military ships prepare for combat. The battle began at Neptune's orbital defense platforms. These were huge space stations with powerful weapons, designed to protect Earth from asteroids and enemy attacks. Now they would face their first real test. The alien fleet approached slowly and carefully. They expected the human defenses to surrender when they saw how outnumbered they were. Instead, the defense platforms opened fire. Massive energy beams shot out from the stations, hitting the lead alien ships. The aliens' shields flashed and sparked, but held firm. However, the aliens seemed surprised that the humans were fighting at all. This is Neptune Defense 1, came a voice over the radio. We're engaging the enemy. They're tougher than we expected, but we're hurting them. Captain Parker brought his ship around behind an asteroid. The USS Vengeance was smaller than most alien ships, but it was faster and harder to hit. Fire missiles Full spread, he ordered .20 missiles launched from his ship and flew toward the alien fleet. The aliens shot down most of them, but 3 got through and exploded against an enemy ship's hull. Direct hits, his weapons officer shouted. Enemy ship is showing damage. But the aliens were fighting back now. Their weapons were powerful and accurate. One of the human defense platforms exploded in a ball of fire. Neptune Defense 3 is gone, came a sad voice over the radio. They got them with some kind of super laser. Major Williams and her Marines were waiting in their assault shuttle, watching the battle on their screens. "Ma'am," Sergeant Miller said, "when do we go in?" "When Captain Parker creates an opening," she said. "Our job is to get inside one of those big ships and cause as much trouble as possible." They didn't have to wait long. Captain Parker's ship, along with 5 others, launched a coordinated attack on a large alien cruiser. They hit it from 6 different angles at once. The alien ship's shields overloaded and failed. Go, go, go. Major Williams shouted. Her shuttle raced toward the damaged alien ship. Behind her, 2 more shuttles followed, carrying 30 Marines total. The alien ship was huge up close. It looked like a metal mountain floating in space. Williams found an airlock that had been damaged in the attack. "Miller, get that door open," she ordered. Sergeant Miller attached a small bomb to the airlock. It exploded, and air rushed out of the alien ship. The Marines put on their helmets and flew inside. The inside of the alien ship was strange. The corridors were tall and narrow, just like they had expected. Strange lights pulsed along. The walls, everything was colored green and black. "Spread out," Williams whispered. "Remember, we're not here to hold ground. We're here to break things." The Marines split into 3 groups. Each group had a different target. One went for the engine room. One went for the weapons control. Williams led the 3rd group toward the bridge. They moved quietly through the alien corridors. The ship was big, and it took time to find their way. But they had studied the plans that human spies had stolen, so they knew where to go. Williams' group reached the bridge first. Through a small window, she could see alien creatures working at strange control panels. The aliens were tall and thin, with gray skin and big black eyes. "Flashbang in 3, 2, 1, she whispered. Sergeant Miller threw a small grenade through the doorway. It exploded with a bright light and loud noise. The aliens were blinded and confused. Williams and her Marines rushed in, firing their plasma rifles. The aliens tried to fight back, but they were not prepared for close combat. In 2 minutes, the bridge was under human control. "This is Williams," she said into her radio. "Bridge is secure. We're in control of their main computer." Back in the main battle, things were not going well for the humans. The alien fleet was too big and too strong. 3 more defense platforms had been destroyed. Several human ships were badly damaged, but the humans were learning. Dr. Turner was watching the alien attack patterns and finding weaknesses. "Admiral," he said to Jake, "I figured out their weakness. They're too organized. All their ships do the same thing at the same time. If we can disrupt their formation, they'll get confused." "How do we do that?" Jake asked. "Ramming attack," Turner said. "One ship flies straight at their command vessel. They won't expect it because it's suicide, but it will break their formation and give our other ships a chance." Jake was quiet for a moment. A ramming attack meant whoever flew that mission would. Captain Parker's voice came over the radio. "Admiral, this is Vengeance. My ship is badly damaged. Engines are failing. Weapons are almost gone. Request permission to make a final attack run." Jake closed his eyes. Steve Parker was a good man with a wife and 2 children back on Earth. "Steve," Jake said quietly, "you don't have to do this." "Yes, sir, I do," Steve replied. My ship is finished anyway, but maybe I can take some of them with me. Jake looked around the command center. Everyone was watching him, waiting for his decision. Permission granted, Captain Parker. It's been an honor serving with you. The honor was mine, sir. Tell my family I love them. Vengeance out. On his screen, Jake watched the USS Vengeance turn toward the alien command ship. The big alien vessel was 3 times larger than the human ship, but Captain Parker aimed right for its center. The aliens tried to shoot down the Vengeance, but Parker's ship was moving too fast. At the last second, Parker fired all his remaining missiles at point-blank range. The explosion was enormous. Both ships disappeared in a ball of fire. The alien formation wavered and broke apart as the other alien ships tried to avoid the explosion. Now, Dr. Turner shouted, hit them while they're confused. The remaining human ships attacked from all sides. Without their command ship, the aliens couldn't coordinate their defense. 3 alien ships were destroyed in the next 5 minutes. Major Williams was still on the alien ship she had captured. She and her Marines had found the engine room and were planting bombs. Ma'am, Sergeant Miller said, we've got company. Alien. Security forces are coming. Williams looked down the corridor. 20 alien soldiers were running toward them, carrying strange-looking weapons. Set the charges and get ready to fight, she ordered. The aliens were tall and strong, but they moved slowly. They were used to fighting enemies who kept their distance. Williams and her Marines got close and personal. The fight was brutal. Plasma bolts flew in both directions. 2 Marines were killed, but the aliens lost 8 soldiers. The rest retreated. Charges are set, Miller reported. This ship won't be going anywhere. Good, Williams said. Let's get out of here. They fought their way back to their shuttle. As they flew away, the alien ship exploded behind them. That was one less enemy ship to worry about. The battle lasted 6 more hours. When it was over, the humans had lost all the Neptune defense platforms and 8 ships. But they had destroyed 22 alien vessels and captured 3 more. More importantly, they had proven something. Humans could fight back. The aliens were not invincible. Commander Martinez was collecting battle reports when an urgent message came in. Sir, the communications officer said, we're getting a transmission from the alien fleet. They want to talk. Jake took the call. The same gray alien appeared on the screen, but it looked different now. Less confident, more worried. Human Commander. The alien said, we wish to discuss terms. Terms? Jake asked, you mean surrender terms? No, the alien said quickly. We mean ... negotiation. Perhaps we can reach an understanding. Jake almost laughed. 6 hours ago, you wanted us to surrender or die. Now you want to negotiate. What changed? The alien was quiet for a moment. Your species fights differently than others. We did not expect such ... intensity. You mean you didn't expect us to fight back at all? Jake said. That is correct. In our experience, primitive species choose survival over resistance. Jake looked at the alien with disgust. We're not primitive, and we're not like the others. We'd rather die fighting than live as your pets. This is illogical, the alien said. Death serves no purpose. Freedom serves a purpose, Jake replied. And we'll die for our freedom if we have to. The alien stared at him for a long moment. We will give you more time to reconsider. 3 more days. We don't need 3 more days, Jake said. Our answer will be the same. If you want our worlds, come and take them. But understand this. Every human you kill makes the rest of us fight harder. Every ship you destroy just makes us angrier. He cut the transmission. Dr. Turner looked at the battle analysis. Admiral, they're pulling back. Moving out of weapons range. Why? Jake asked. I think they're scared, Turner said. They've never fought an enemy that trades ships for ships. In their experience, inferior species run away after the first battle. Jake nodded. How long until they reach Earth? At their current speed, 2 days. Jake looked around the command center. His people were tired but determined. They had won the first battle, but the war was far from over. Send a message to all human forces, he said. Tell them we bloodied their nose at Neptune. Tell them the aliens can be beaten. And tell them to get ready, because they're coming for Earth next. Outside the command center, space was full of debris from the battle. Human and alien ships floated, in pieces among the stars. But the alien fleet was moving away from Neptune, and that was a kind of victory. For the first time in 3,000 years, the Corvani Empire had been forced to retreat, and they were retreating from a species they had thought was primitive and weak. That the aliens were learning that humans were neither primitive nor weak. They were learning that when you corner a human, they don't run out, they fight. Admiral Rachel Stone arrived at Earth's orbital command station with the largest human fleet ever assembled. 200 ships from the outer colonies, hidden bases, and secret construction yards. The aliens had no idea these ships existed. Admiral Morrison, she said as she stepped onto the bridge, I brought some friends. Jake looked out the window at the new ships. They were different from the regular fleet. These ships were built specifically for war, with armor plating and weapons that looked mean and dangerous. How did you build all these without the aliens? Knowing? Jake asked. We've been preparing for this day since we first detected alien signals 10 years ago, Rachel said. Every colony had a secret shipyard. Every mining station was also a weapons factory. We've been getting ready for war, while pretending to be peaceful farmers and miners. Dr. Chris Walker joined them on the bridge. He was a scientist who studied alien minds and behavior. He had been examining the captured alien prisoners from the Neptune battle. Admiral, I've learned something important about our enemies. He said, the Corvani have never fought a real war. For 3,000 years, they've just scared other species into giving up. Their soldiers don't know how to handle real combat. What do you mean? Jake asked. They're used to enemies who follow rules, Chris explained. Enemies who fight in formations and retreat when they're losing. They don't understand guerrilla warfare, surprise attacks, or fighting to the death. Colonel Mike Davis entered the command center. He led special operations forces that had been conducting secret missions behind enemy lines. Sirs, I just returned from a raid on their supply ships, he said. We destroyed 3 cargo vessels and captured their fuel depot. But I learned something interesting. The aliens are arguing among themselves. About what? Rachel asked. About us, Mike said. Half of them want to retreat and find easier targets. The other half wants to destroy Earth completely to make an end. Example for other species. Captain Lavra Block was working at a nearby computer station. She ran intelligence operations and electronic warfare against the alien fleet. Admirals, she said, I've been listening to their communications. Their commanders are frightened. They've never lost so many ships so quickly. Some of them are saying humans might be more dangerous than they thought. Jake felt a small spark of hope. If the aliens were scared and arguing, maybe humans had a real chance. What's our status? He asked Rachel. We have 400 ships total now, she said. Still outnumbered, but not by as much. And our ships are faster and harder to hit. More importantly, Dr. Walker added, our crews are motivated. Every human in this fleet is fighting for their family, their home, their freedom. The alien crews are just following orders from an emperor they've never met. The alarm sounded. Commander Martinez looked at his screens and turned pale. Admirals, the alien fleet is approaching Earth. They'll be here in 6 hours. But there's something else. Long-range sensors are detecting more ships behind them. Reinforcements? Jake asked. No, sir. These are different ships. Bigger ships. I think they brought their planet-killer weapons. The command center went quiet. Everyone knew what planet-killer weapons meant. Ships big enough to destroy entire worlds. How many? Rachel asked. 3 ships, each the size of a small moon, Martinez said. If they use those weapons, Earth dies no matter who wins the battle. Jake felt his heart sink. Even if they defeated the regular alien fleet, those 3 superweapons could end everything. Captain Black looked up from her computer. Sir, I might have an idea. Those big ships need to coordinate with each other to use their planet-killer weapons. If we can disrupt their communications, they can't fire safely. How do we do that? Jake asked. Boarding parties, she said. Get inside the ships and sabotage them from within. Colonel Davis stepped forward. My teams can do it. But it's a one-way mission. Those ships are too big and too well defended. Anyone who goes in probably won't come back out. Jake looked around the command center. These people were ready to die for Earth, but asking them to sacrifice themselves was the hardest thing he'd ever done. How many people would you need? He asked Mike. 30 Marines per ship, 90 people total. That's not enough, Rachel said. Those ships probably have thousands of crew members. We don't need to fight all of them, Mike explained. We just need to reach the main computer systems and plant bombs. Small teams can move faster and stay hidden longer. Dr. Walker was studying the alien ship designs on his tablet. Actually, this might work. The aliens designed their ships for intimidation, not security. They never expected anyone to board them. Jake made his decision. Colonel Davis, prepare your teams. Captain Block, work with Dr. Walker to find the best entry points. Admiral Stone, get the fleet ready for the biggest battle in human history. Yes, sir, they all said. 2 hours later, the alien fleet appeared in Earth's sky. Even from the command station, they looked massive and threatening. The 3 planet-killer ships were the size of cities, covered with weapons and armor. All human ships. This is Admiral Morrison, Jake said into his radio. Today we fight for everything that matters. Our families, our freedom, our future. The aliens think they can scare us into surrender. They're about to learn they're wrong. The battle began when the aliens sent a message demanding immediate surrender. Jake's response was to order every human ship to open fire at once. 400 human ships attacked the alien fleet from every direction. The aliens had expected a defensive battle, not an all-out assault. Their formation broke apart as human. Ships darted between the larger alien vessels like angry wasps. Admiral Stone led the main attack against the alien battle cruisers. Her ships used swarm tactics, with dozens of fighters attacking each large enemy ship. Focus fire on their engines, she ordered. If they can't move, they can't fight. The space around Earth filled with explosions and laser beams. Human ships were smaller and weaker, but they were faster and more aggressive. They attacked like wolves, hitting the aliens and then running away before the enemy could respond. Colonel Davis and his Marines were in small, fast ships heading for the planet-killer weapons. Each team had studied the alien ship layouts and knew exactly where to go. Remember, Mike said to his teams, we're not trying to capture these ships. We're trying to destroy them. Plant the bombs and get out if you can. If you can't get out, make sure the bombs go off anyway. His ship approached the first planet killer. The alien ship was so big it had its own gravity. It looked like a metal planet covered with weapons. There, Dr. Walker said, pointing at a small opening. That's a maintenance hatch. It should be unguarded. Mike's team flew their ship into the hatch. Inside, the alien ship was like a metal city. Corridors stretched for miles in every direction. Strange lights pulsed along the walls. Team 1. Head for the main computer core, Mike ordered. Team 2, find the power generators. Team 3, come with me to the weapons control center. They split up and disappeared into the maze of corridors. Meanwhile, the main battle was getting desperate. The humans were fighting bravely, but the aliens had more ships and bigger guns. Human ships were being destroyed faster than they could destroy alien ships. Admiral Morrison, came a voice over the radio. This is Captain Murphy on the USS Liberty. We're taking heavy casualties. Permission to ram the enemy flagship? Jake closed his eyes. Another good captain ready to die for Earth. Permission granted, Captain. Make it count. The USS Liberty turned toward the largest alien ship and accelerated to full speed. The aliens tried to stop it, but the human ship was too fast. The explosion, when it hit, was visible from Earth's surface. Inside the first planet killer ship, Colonel Davis and his team had reached the weapons control center. Alien technicians were working at strange control panels, preparing the planet killer weapon. For use. Flashbangs, then assault, Mike whispered. His Marines threw grenades and rushed into the room. The alien technicians were not soldiers. They surrendered quickly when faced with armed humans. Plant the charges on the main control systems, Mike ordered. Timer set for 30 minutes. His team worked quickly, attaching bombs to every important-looking piece of equipment. Sir, one of his Marines said, I found their communication array. If we destroy this, they can't coordinate with the other planet killers. Do it, Mike said. The Marine attached extra bombs to the communication equipment. When those exploded, the 3 planet killer ships would be cut off from each other. Teams 1 and 2 had also reached their targets. The bombs were planted throughout the alien ship. In 25 minutes, the biggest weapon in the Corvani fleet would be nothing but scrap metal. All teams, this is Davis, Mike said into his radio. Mission accomplished. Extraction in 20 minutes. But as they tried to leave, alien security forces surrounded them. Hundreds of alien soldiers filled the corridors, blocking every exit. Sir, one of his Marines said, we're trapped. Mike looked at his watch. 20 minutes until the bombs exploded. Not enough time to fight their way out. Then we make our last stand here, he said. Make sure those bombs go off. The final battle inside the alien ship was brutal. Mike's 30. Marines fought against hundreds of alien soldiers. They were outnumbered 10 to 1, but they were fighting for Earth. One by one, the Marines fell. But they held the aliens back for 19 minutes. When the bombs exploded, the first planet killer ship broke apart like a toy. Colonel Davis and his team died with it, but they had saved Earth. The other 2 teams had similar success. All 3 planet killer ships were destroyed, along with 90 of the bravest humans who ever lived. With their superweapons gone, the alien fleet began to retreat. They had lost over 100 ships and their most powerful weapons. For the first time in their history, the Corvani Empire had been defeated in battle. All ships, pursue the enemy, Admiral Stone ordered. Don't let them regroup. The human fleet chased the aliens out of Earth's solar system. The battle was won, but Jake knew the war was just beginning. Send a message to all human colonies, he said. Tell them we've won the first round. But tell them to prepare for revenge. The aliens won't give up easily. As he watched the enemy fleet disappear into space, Jake felt proud of his people. They had faced impossible odds and won through courage, sacrifice, and determination. Aliens had expected humans to run. Instead, humanity had chosen war. And when humans chose war, they fought to win. 3 days after the battle at Earth, the Corvani Empire made their final decision. If they could not control humanity, they would destroy it completely. Every man, woman, and child on every human world would die. President Helen Ross stood in the emergency bunker deep under Earth's capital city. Reports were coming in from across human space. The aliens had brought their entire fleet, over 1,000 ships carrying weapons that could burn planets to ash. "Admiral Morrison," she said, "how long do we have?" Jake looked at the tactical display. Red dots showed alien fleets approaching every human colony at once. 48 hours, ma'am. They're hitting us everywhere at the same time. Can we stop them? Jake was quiet for a moment. Not all of them. We can save some worlds, but not all. They have too many ships, and we're spread too thin. Admiral Tony Clark entered the bunker. He was Earth's finest military strategist, called back from retirement for this final battle. His face was grim. "I've reviewed our options," he said. "We can evacuate maybe 10% of our people. The rest—" He didn't finish the sentence. Dr. Nancy Gray rushed in carrying a tablet. She had been working day and night to understand alien technology from the captured ships. "I found something," she said excitedly. "The aliens have a weakness. Their fleet coordination depends on a single command ship. If we can destroy it, their entire attack falls apart." "Where is this command ship?" President Ross asked. "At the center of their main fleet, protected by 300 other ships," Nancy said. "It's impossible to reach." Jake studied the display. The alien command ship was indeed heavily protected. Getting close enough to attack it would require flying through the entire enemy fleet. "What if we don't try to sneak up on it?" he said, slowly. "What if we go straight through them?" Admiral Clark looked at him. "That's suicide, Jake. No ship could survive that kind of firepower." "One ship couldn't," Jake agreed. "But what about 100 ships? All attacking at once, willing to die to reach the target?" The room went quiet. Everyone understood what Jake was suggesting. A massive suicide attack that would probably fail and definitely cost hundreds of lives. Captain Billy Foster was listening from the communications station. He commanded a squadron of the fastest ships in the human fleet. "Sir," he said, "my pilots are ready for that kind of mission. We've all lost friends to these aliens. We're ready to settle the score." President Ross looked around the room. "This is what it comes down to? Our best plan is a suicide attack." "Ma'am," Jake said, "sometimes the best plan is the simplest one. Hit them so hard and so fast that they can't react in time." She nodded slowly. "Do it. May God help us all." 6 hours later, Jake stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking out at the human fleet. Every ship was damaged from previous battles. Every crew had lost friends. But they were all still here, still fighting. "All ships, this is Admiral Morrison," he said into the radio. "Today we make our last stand. Not just for Earth, but for the idea that free people should stay free. The aliens came here expecting us to surrender. Instead, we're going to show them what humans do when we're cornered." Around Earth, 100 human ships formed up for the attack. They were outnumbered 10-1, but they were fighting for their homes. Captain Foster's squadron took the lead. His ships were the fastest, designed to punch through enemy defenses. Behind him came the heavy cruisers with Admiral Clark in command. "Remember," Clark said to his captains, "we're not trying to win a battle. We're trying to deliver Admiral Morrison to that command ship. Everything else is secondary." The alien fleet was waiting in perfect formation. Their ships formed layers of defense around the command vessel. It looked impossible to break through, but humans had never been good at accepting the impossible. "Attack formation," Jake ordered. "All ships, maximum speed." The human fleet accelerated toward the enemy. Plasma bolts and missiles filled space as both sides opened fire. The first human ships to reach the alien line exploded in balls of fire, but they had opened holes in the enemy formation. Captain Foster's ship, the USS Lightning, darted through the gaps. Behind him, Other human ships followed, taking terrible casualties but pushing deeper into the alien fleet. "Foster to Morrison," came Billy's voice over the radio. "I'm at the second defensive line, taking heavy fire, but still flying." "Copy that, Billy. Keep going." Jake watched his ships die one by one on the tactical display. Good ships with good crews, all sacrificing themselves to get him closer to the target. Admiral Clark's heavy cruiser took a direct hit from an alien battleship. The ship broke apart, but Clark kept fighting with his remaining weapons until the end. "Clark is gone," someone reported. "His ship just exploded." Jake felt anger and sadness, but he pushed those feelings aside. Tony Clark had died doing his job. Now Jake had to do his. "All remaining ships, final push," he ordered. The surviving human vessels charged toward the alien command ship. There were only 20 ships left out of the 100 that had started the attack. Captain Foster's ship was badly damaged, but still flying. "Morrison, I can see the command ship. It's huge. Bigger than anything we've ever faced." "Can you get me close enough for a ramming attack?" Jake asked. "I can try, sir, but my engines are failing. I might not make it." "Then ram it yourself, Billy. Make it count." There was a pause on the radio. Then Billy's voice came back, calm and determined. "It's been an honor serving with you, Admiral. Tell my wife I love her." Jake watched on his screen as the USS Lightning accelerated toward the alien command ship. The aliens tried desperately to stop it, but Billy's ship was too small and too fast at the last second. Billy fired all his remaining missiles at point-blank range. The explosion was enormous. Both ships disappeared in a blast that lit up the entire battlefield, but the alien command ship was only damaged, not destroyed. It was too big and too well armored. "Sir," Jake's weapons officer said, "their command ship is still operational." The attack failed. Jake looked at his tactical display. His ship was the last one left. Around him, the alien fleet was closing. "In for the kill?" "No," he said quietly. "The attack didn't fail. It just needs to be finished." He walked to the communication station and opened a channel to the alien command ship. The same gray alien appeared on the screen, but it looked different. Now, frightened and angry. "Human commander," the alien said, "your fleet is destroyed. Surrender now, and we will make your death quick." "I have a counteroffer," Jake said. "Withdraw your fleets from human space, and we'll let you leave alive." The alien's black eyes went wide. "You have one ship left. We have 1,000. You are in no position to make demands." Jake smiled that cold, dangerous smile. "You're right. I have one ship, but it's carrying something special." He nodded to Dr. Gray, who was working at a computer terminal. She had been modifying their ship's engine during the battle. "Sir," she said, "the modifications are complete. Our engine is now an antimatter bomb, big enough to destroy everything within 1,000 kilometers." The alien on the screen looked confused. "You would destroy yourself? To stop you from hurting more innocent people?" "Yes," Jake said. "That's what humans do. We sacrifice ourselves for others." "This is illogical," the alien said. "Your death serves no purpose." "My death saves billions of people on human worlds," Jake replied. "That's purpose enough." He looked around his bridge. His crew was ready to die with him. They were scared, but they were also proud. "Alien commander," Jake said, "you made a mistake when you came to human space. You expected us to run. You expected us to beg. You expected us to act like the other species you've conquered." "What mistake?" the alien asked. "You forgot to ask what would happen if you met a species that values freedom more than life." Jake reached for the detonation switch, but before he could press it, alarms started ringing on the alien ship. "Commander," an alien voice said in the background, We're receiving reports from across the fleet. Humans are attacking our ships. Everywhere. They're using suicide tactics. We've lost 40 ships in the last 10 minutes. Jake felt hope rise in his chest. You hear that? While you were focused on my one ship, human fighters have been ramming your fleet. Every human pilot out there is following our example. More reports came in over the alien communications. Human ships were attacking alien vessels throughout the solar system. Not trying to win battles, just trying to cause as much damage as possible before they died. Commander, another alien voice said, the other fleets are reporting similar attacks at all human colonies. The humans are fighting like madmen. They're willing to die just to hurt us. The alien commander looked at Jake with something like fear in its black eyes. Stop them. Order your people to surrender. I can't stop them, Jake said. That's not how humans work. We don't surrender when our families are threatened. We fight. And when we fight, we don't stop until we win or until we're all dead. More reports came in. The aliens were losing ships faster than they could count. Human fighters, bombers, and even civilian ships were ramming alien vessels. It was the most desperate and determined resistance the Corvani Empire had ever seen. This is impossible, the alien commander said. No species fights like this. No species chooses death over surrender. You're wrong, Jake said. Humans choose death over slavery every time. That's why you'll never beat us. Even if you kill us all, other species will see what we did. They'll learn that the mighty Corvani Empire can be hurt. They'll learn that you're not invincible. The alien was quiet for a long moment. Around its command ship, the human ramming attacks continued. Explosions lit up space as human ships died, taking alien vessels with them. What do you want? The alien finally asked. I want you to leave, Jake said. All of you. Every alien ship. Out of human space. Forever. And if we refuse? Jake's hand moved toward the detonation switch. Then I push this button, and your command ship becomes a cloud of atoms. Without you, your fleet loses coordination. Without coordination, my people will destroy you ship by ship. The alien commander looked at the reports coming in from its fleet. The Corvani were losing ships at an alarming rate. The humans were fighting with a ferocity that defied all logic. This is madness, the alien said. No, Jake replied. This is humanity. After a long pause, the alien commander spoke again. Very well. We will withdraw from human space, but this is not over. We will return with more ships, maybe, Jake said. But when you come back, remember what happened here. Remember that. Humans don't run. We don't surrender. We fight, and when we fight for our freedom, we're the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The alien cut the transmission. Across human space, the alien fleets began to retreat. They had lost over 200 ships and gained nothing. Jake opened a channel to all human forces. All units, this is Admiral Morrison. The aliens are withdrawing. We won. Cheers erupted across the radio from every human ship and colony. They had done the impossible. They had defeated the Corvani Empire. But Jake knew this was just the beginning. Other alien races throughout the galaxy would hear about what happened here. They would learn that the mighty Corvani could be beaten. Some of those species would want revenge against their Corvani oppressors. Others would want to ally with the humans who had shown them that freedom was possible. President Ross's voice came over the radio. Admiral Morrison, you and your crew are heroes. Come home. Jake looked out at space, where debris from the battle floated among the stars. So many good people had died today, but their sacrifice had saved humanity. Copy that, ma'am. We're coming. Home. As his ship flew back toward Earth, Jake thought about the future. Humans were no longer alone in the galaxy. They had enemies, but they would also have friends. Other species who valued freedom over safety. The Corvani had expected humans to run when faced with impossible odds. Instead, humanity had chosen war. And when humans went to war for their freedom, they didn't stop until they won. The galaxy would never be the same.